So today I'm riding Gunner. Gunner, if you remember, is the horse with the white spots on his shoulders. I did a video showing you what I did about the saddle pad. That's the saddle pad I'm riding him in. And I did a video just kind of showing you how he was starting to move with the new saddle pad on. What I'm working on now is getting him to move better. His whole life he has been ridden with his shoulders hurting, so he was kind of all scrunched up in the shoulders. He never really learned how to stretch and move under saddle. And because of that, all his gaits are really choppy. His trot is really choppy. His lope is absolutely horrible. It's almost like he's kind of a half lunge buck every stride, just because he's not stretching and reaching in that lope stride. So what I'm doing with him, we're doing a lot of trotting, lots and lots of trotting. Most of what I'm doing is trotting. I want him to stretch his shoulders and get him to reach and let him learn that he can reach with his shoulders and it's not going to hurt. He's much better about his head is a lot lower, his body's a lot more relaxed. So we're definitely making a lot of progress, but we still need to make more progress. We want to show him in ranch riding. And I took him to a show this past weekend just to haul him and see how he was going to be at the show. If he was going to be real worried, he'd never been in a show situation. We wanted to see if he was going to be worried, how he would behave with all the activity. He took it all in stride. And we get this movement thing better. This is going to be a really nice ranch riding horse. He's really broke, he's really gentle. We just have to get him to realize that it doesn't hurt anymore. So the way I'm working that, I've walked him around a couple of times, just kind of let him stretch and relax and figure out that it doesn't hurt. Even now, when I first get on him, he's pretty tense those first few steps. He still remembers it hurting. So I walk him, I give him a chance to realize that it doesn't hurt anymore and the pain's not coming back. About once around the arena, he kind of relaxed. He had a very, very fast walk when we first got him. I think he was just tense, he was nervous, and now one lap around the arena, we're getting a little bit more normal walk. I want him to maintain a walk like we got someplace to go, because that's going to place better in ranch riding. One of the things I want you to notice, when I do ask him to trot, he kind of bobs his head up, and it's kind of awkward getting started in the front end. That's one thing that needs to be better, and that's one thing that's going to get better with just him learning how to use his shoulders better, transitioning up into the trot. So let's go ahead and ask for a trot. I'm riding him two-handed just so I can kind of point his nose. I want to help bring his chin in. Not really going to force it in, but I do want to start some rounding exercises. He's never been taught to round, and we need to be starting to work on that. The more as that rounding comes and I can get him more round in a trot, I'm going to be able to help him get his lope gait better. Let's go ahead and ask for a trot. I'm going to take a hold of his face just a little bit. See the little head bob going into the trot? That's actually much better than it was, but we can get it better. I have an appointment. The vet is going to be coming to check his teeth. I'm thinking he probably needs his teeth floated. He twists his head sideways a couple of here and there. So we're going to be getting his teeth looked at. But in the meantime, we're still going to be working him. He's not reacting like it's a violent pain. I think it's just a little uncomfortable, and we just need to fix that. Now what I'm going to be doing as I'm trotting around, which is this is his slow trot, I want to be getting this trot slower, and I also want to be bringing his chin in a little bit. So you'll see me do some pulling and then get soft. Pull, and when he brings his chin in, I'll get soft. I need that so that I can bring his chin in, elevate his shoulders to help him with the lope gait. Lope gait's pretty bad, but we can get it better. He's kind of tilting his head to the outside here. I'm going to do a little circle right here in the corner, get him to give face to that right hand. soften that right rein a little bit. There we go. He's starting to relax. Let's soften the right rein again. Make contact with that right rein. Ask him to bring his chin in and tip his nose to the side. See how he's pushing all that rein? Just gonna hold it. Soften and bend. Good boy. I'm gonna work one rein at a time while I'm getting him started. And then you'll see me kind of take a hold of both reins more. I'll take a hold of both reins some now. But as he progresses, I'll be taking a hold of both reins more. I'm sure I'm gonna get a comment or a question asking me why I'm not doing this in a snaffle pit. And the answer is, I need to work the shoulders. I can get the shoulders worked in a snaffle bit, but not as efficiently trotting a straight line. I need to be able to work his chin in, his shoulders up, together to get the gait better. That is done better with a leverage bit than a snaffle bit. So now right here, this situation here would be better if I had a snaffle bit, a ring snaffle. But we're gonna deal with it. I do alternate. If you've seen my bit video, if you haven't seen it, I'll put a link up top. I don't ride a horse more than 3 rides in a row in the same bit. And that is the reason. I'm riding him with a leverage bit this time. And I'll rotate, and I will ride him in a snaffle bit. Rotate around. Just because I have him in this bit today doesn't mean I don't ride him in other bits other times. There's 7 pressure points on a horse's head. Different bits work the different pressure points in different ways. There is no one magic bit. And to get done what he needs, it takes a couple different bits. I'm sure you hear my saddle squeaking. It always sounds louder on the video than it does here to me. Let's do another circle. Let's go the other way so I can work this left rein a little bit. Oh, no, he's pulling on my right. We're gonna circle right. Back to the right. Got to get softer on my right. There we go. There we go. That's one thing I think getting his teeth looked at is going to help. But it's not a violent reaction. I don't think he's in pain. I think maybe he's just uncomfortable. So I'm not going to stop riding him while I wait for the vet to get here. Vet will be here soon and it'll be okay. Let's make a circle here. He's pushing with his shoulder, heads to the outside. What these circles do is that gets his head to the inside, because he just had his head to the outside. That gets his head to the inside, helps pick the shoulder up, and helps his gait improve. If I let that head go to the outside and let this shoulder stay down, I'm not improving my gait. Remember, the object of today's ride is to work on improving gait. Don't really care as much about where his head is, but his head is going to be an indication of what his body is doing, and what the body is doing is going to affect his gait. There, see his head go to the outside again. Let's circle to the left again. Not sure how much of that you can see. I think you can probably see some. Right there's a little bit. Very important there that I keep driving him forward in the back end, that we stay at a trot. I want the shoulder up, hip engage. If I lose the engagement in the back end, all I'm going to do is get the head down. I'm not going to get the shoulder up. People look at collection and they talk about collection, and all they look at is the head. But all the head is an indicator of what the body's doing. Don't really care what the head does. It's the body that matters. Kind of hanging on that left rein. I'm just going to hold it here. When he gets soft, I'll get soft. Another circle to the left. Now, I'm going to ask for an extended trot here. I still have him pushing on the shoulders. I still have him pushing on his face. What the extended trot is going to do is get him reaching further with the front end and with the back end. Loosen them shoulders up. Right now he's getting stiff because that's what he was doing when he was sore. The circles help loosen it up. Extended trot's going to help loosen it up. When this horse is going to be shown in an extended gait, in ranch riding, you can either post that gait or you can stand up for that gait. Personally, I like to stand up, so that's how I'm going to be working it now. I'll be mixing in both, some posting, some standing up, but right now I'm going to work it standing up because that's how he's going to be shown. If that needs to change, or if I need to sit to move his body around, I will. Stand up, ask for a faster trot. I'm not going to let him lope. I'm not going to lope. You saw how disconnected that lope was? That's why we need to get the front feet. That's why we need to get all the feet moving a little better. The extension in the trot is what's going to help his lope get better. That's more what I want right there. Relaxing his head, got a little bit of an extension. By extension, I mean his legs are taking bigger steps. People mix up extending with going faster. An extension should be a bigger step. You look like you're going faster because you're covering more ground and taking a bigger step. And actually what you want in an extension is a bigger stride. That's why I'm wanting his feet to step out bigger. Back to trot. Now, one thing to take note of here, when we first got him, you couldn't hardly make him lope. I doubt this horse has been loped under saddle very much at all. And I'm sure it was because it hurt. Well, now, as we get him more comfortable, we get his feet moving a little bit better. He's learning that that lope doesn't hurt. And in some ways, that lope is even easier than this extended trot that I'm wanting him to do. So he keeps breaking into the lope because it's easy. But that's okay. I'm not going to fuss at him about it because the lope is what we're after. And he just has not been loped very much under saddle. I like that he's willing to go into the lope so easy now because it didn't start off that way. That shows me that his brain is making progress. His mind is making progress. Got a little stiff on that shoulder right there when I reverse. His willingness to lope tells me that he's happy. He's not hurting and he's willing to work a little harder. So I'm definitely not going to fuss at him for loping when all I want is an extended trot. Now what I do want here, when I come around you can see a little better, what I want to work towards is me being able to pick my hand up and draw that chin in. There. We're not there yet. He still has to improve on that. But we're getting there. When I can draw that chin in from an extended trot, that is going to really go a long ways towards me helping his body move better in the extended trot and in the lope. Kind of hanging on my right rein. There we go. Let's go back to a regular trot. Pushing on my hand a little bit. I picked my hand up to slow down and he pushed on it. It's not a big deal. We need to work on that. That's part of what we need for him to show. And we're gonna walk. Good boy. Right there, my arena is got a little hill. That end down there is a little lower than this end. Coming up that hill, I really felt him pushing with his back end up that little bit of a hill. There's a lot of things about this horse that I like. If I wasn't getting that push in the back end, I'd probably never be able to get the shoulders where I need them. If my saddle squeaking is distracting anybody, you're welcome to come oil it for me. Wouldn't mind that at all. There's always something needs to be oiled. I cannot use powder in this part of the country. Get a lot of people mention talcum powder and baby powder, and can't use that here in the South. Our humidities are in the 80s and up. Put powder on the saddle, it turns into paste. So I'll put a link up top to some of the other videos I did of him. I'll put one of the saddle fitting, and I think that's a pretty interesting video. And I'll continue to make some more videos of him, and hopefully you'll see him showing in the future. Until next time, thank you for watching.